working on that movie for 7 years. Like started in the lab with the writer Sarita Singleton, and where there was initially a desire to tell this story at the time. It was like 2018, 2019. There was a strong desire to like have a movie like that. It was smaller, and they didn't care about the appeal. But once it became theatrical, they were like, we need. And Kiki had signed on, and this was pre-Nope, and so it was so exciting to have her on board. And then once Nope hit, she hit a different level. But for that second actor or actress, the studio was like, we need a global superstar for this to have mass appeal. Like, God dang, global superstar, what the fuck? And so they were throwing names out there, and some of the names didn't fit, and their job is to make it theatrical, and theatrical to them means global. And so they threw out SZA ultimately, and I was like, oh, that's actually really interesting, but I don't know if she would do something like this. And then she said yes, and that was how we were able to kind of package that movie and convince the studio ultimately to say yes, after 7 years, this is the project that we want to make and put out. And so there are constantly these hurdles for our stories to be told ultimately, and this paid off in a big way, literally. It made them $50 million, and that was...
Clap it up for that.
And that was something that, we hadn't had comedies in theaters for a while, and that helped to revitalize, and I knew that would be the conversation too. Like, anytime comedies or something's not selling, the studio's saying it's not gonna work, then, you have something successful, and they're like, oh, it works. And people wanna see it, and so I feel like that's constantly my job at the end of the day, and I love proving that. There aren't awkward black girls on TV because nobody wants to see it. I'll show you. There aren't, there's this archetype, there isn't comedies playing in theaters. I just want to fill those voids ultimately, and that excites me.